Soul and Strategy Sunday.
Soul and Strategy Sunday, the price of security. So let me ask you a question. If I offered you $10 million, but the price was your peace, would you take it? What if it cost you your marriage? Would you still take it? What if it meant waking up every morning beside someone you no longer loved, or someone who no longer loved you? Would you take it then? What if it meant pretending to be someone you're not, keeping a secret, living a lie, selling a piece of your soul just to feel financially secure? Would it still be worth it? You see, most people would immediately say, absolutely not. But here's the painful reality. Millions of people have already made that deal. Yeah. Not because they're weak, you guys, and not because they're foolish, but because somewhere along the way, they became convinced that security was more valuable than peace. So welcome to Soul and Strategy Sunday, where we don't just build wealth, we build lives worth living. Because success isn't when your neighbors admire your house. Success is when the people who live inside it feel safe, loved, respected, and at peace. That's a wealth no appraisal can measure, and no recession can ever take away. So today I want to share something personal. Many people don't know that I spent nearly 10 years pursuing the entertainment industry. Oh, I absolutely love music, and I still do. There's something magical about standing on a stage and touching people through a song. But after living in that world, I learned something that it really changed my life forever. You see, talent alone isn't always enough. Even industry professionals will ask you one question, sometimes loud, sometimes they'll ask it in a whisper, and sometimes they shout. But the question is always the same, you guys. What are you willing to give up to get what you want? And entertainment isn't the only industry that asks that question. Corporate America asks that question. Politics asks that question. Law asks that question. Business asks that question. Education, every profession asks that question. What are you willing to compromise? And one day I had to ask myself a different question. What am I not willing to lose? Because for me, the answer became crystal clear. My peace wasn't for sale. My character wasn't negotiable. My values weren't part of the contract, and my soul was never going to be the price of admission. So I walked away. Not because I failed, not because I wasn't talented. I walked away because I realized there is a difference between becoming successful and becoming someone you no longer recognize. Over the years, I've met people who stayed in relationships because they believed financial security was worth sacrificing their happiness. I've met people who stayed in careers that slowly destroyed their health simply because they were afraid to start over. I've met people who smiled for the public while crying in private. I've met people who built beautiful homes that never truly became homes. And maybe you've been there too. Maybe you're staying because you're afraid. Maybe you're staying because you've convinced yourself that this is as good as life gets. Maybe you're telling yourself, I've already invested too much to walk away. So can I tell you something? Fear is a terrible financial advisor. It's an even worse life coach. And we all know the song, what you won't do for love. But today, I want to ask you a different question. What will you take for security? What disrespect will you tolerate? What dream will you abandon? What criticism will you accept? What part of yourself will you slowly silence just to feel safe? Because here's what I've learned. Security purchased with your dignity isn't security. Success purchased with self-respect isn't success. Money without peace is another form of poverty. A beautiful house without love is just expensive loneliness. A luxury car cannot drive away depression. A large bank account can't hug you when your heart is broken. And pretending everything is wonderful, well, simply doesn't heal what's happening behind closed doors. Never build a life that requires you to abandon yourself just to maintain it. Because eventually, your soul sends you the bill. Sometimes that bill looks like anxiety, sometimes depression, sometimes addiction, sometimes exhaustion, sometimes cancer, sometimes low self-esteem, sometimes anger, sometimes hopelessness. And sometimes people simply stop believing their life can ever be different. But I'm here to tell you, it can. So if you're listening today and something inside you has been whispering, this isn't the life I was created to live, don't ignore that voice, you guys. That whisper may be the beginning of your freedom. The beautiful thing about life is this. It's never too late to change your trajectory. One conversation, one courageous conversation, one healthy boundary, one decision, one act of faith can change the direction of your entire life. Looking back, I've never regretted choosing peace over popularity, purpose over prestige, character over compromise. Walking away from one dream opened the door to the dream I was truly created for. Serving seniors, helping families, building businesses with purpose, helping people that they protect what matters most. And I'm standing here today sharing this message with you. Maybe your greatest blessing is not on the path you're forcing it to be. Maybe it's waiting on the path you've been afraid to take. So today I want to leave you with 3 questions. What am I sacrificing to feel secure? Is the price I'm paying really worth it? If fear wasn't making this decision for me, what would I choose? Because the strongest foundation in life isn't built with money. It's built with love, respect, integrity, purpose, wisdom, faith, and above all, peace. When those become your foundation, financial security becomes a blessing instead of a prison. Together, let's discover your purpose, protect your peace, strengthen your soul, and create a strategy for a life you don't have to escape from. And you guys, if this message touched your heart personally today, and you're looking for someone to help you think through the next chapter, I'd love to walk alongside you. Visit moneswann.life to learn more about one-on-one coaching. You don't have to figure it all out alone. And I'll leave you with this. Success isn't when your neighbors admire your house. Remember that. Success is when the people who live inside it feel safe, loved, respected, and at peace. Because that's a wealth no appraisal can measure, and no recession can take it away. I had to say it twice. I'm Moné Swann. Until next Sunday, protect your peace, you guys. Guard your soul like it's important, because it is, and never build a life that requires you to abandon yourself just to maintain it. God bless you all. I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, as always.
Sunday, Soul and Strategy Sunday, Sunday.